You never think it would happen to your family. Even though you're speaking the words and telling your family what's going on, the words are coming out of your mouth, but definitely has not sunk into your mind. Our life was just like everybody else's. Go to work and the kids go to school. Your children get sick and you just think it's something that can be fixed quite easily. They took us into a room by ourselves, and that was when we knew something was really not right.
Declan was diagnosed with high-risk neuroblastoma just before his 4th birthday, one of the most aggressive, difficult ones to treat, and he had all the standard treatments that we use for this disease: intensive chemotherapy, radiation therapy, bone marrow transplant, immunotherapy, maintenance therapy, surgery, and still, despite all that intensive treatment, his tumour was still growing.
You get told right from day one by your consultant that you only really get one shot at a cure, and that is the initial treatment. And once there is a relapse, there's not really much left that they can throw at this particular cancer, because they give everything they've got the first time round. It was about 15 months all up from diagnosis till end of treatment. Spent a lot of that time in hospital, and if he wasn't in hospital, he was generally very unwell at home. They said we'll scan again in 6 weeks, which was the longest 6 weeks of our lives. We had Christmas in amongst all of that, so trying to keep Christmas normal while in the back of our minds thinking this may be the last one. 6 weeks later, got scanned and it definitely showed a relapse.
Essentially, we know relapsed neuroblastoma is incurable, and it's really one of the worst conversations you can have with a family, with parents, to tell them, you know, we don't have any effective treatments. There's nothing that we can do to save them.
We did a lot of research about lots of different therapies. Some were a lot of years off even being administered in a hospital, but one that really stood out was the phase 1 clinical trial for DFMO.
The idea of using DFMO for treating children with advanced, relapsed or unresponsive neuroblastoma came to us from the actual biology of the disease. We did research in our laboratories which showed that, as we had suspected, DFMO would be extremely effective, specifically in neuroblastoma, and specifically when combined with chemotherapy, which is normally used in children, but where we can use this at lower doses.
We were completely blown away, really, when we got his first lot of scans back, which showed that it looks like the tumour had stopped growing, but even more so when the second lot came back that showed that the tumour was literally melting away.
We have children on this trial that are now alive, 12 months on. Declan is one of these children who've been given 12 additional months or more of high quality life as a result of being on this DFMO clinical trial. That's the power of medical research.
The last 14 months has been the best quality of time that we've had since diagnosis, and that purely is because of research that has gone into this new DFMO drug.
We're 14 months down the trial and he's finishing treatment this week for the DFMO trial, so just hope maybe something else might pop up.
Initially, when Declan was first diagnosed, I was like, why us, why our family, why our son? All that goes through your mind. You're trying to find answers that you will never get answers to. And I used to find myself being quite envious of other families, watching them play in the park and they've got, you know, beautiful, healthy children. But then one day, it kind of dawned on me that, you know, I wouldn't swap my family for anybody. Because it's our family.
It's hard sometimes, but you know, every day is a new day, and every day he's good, we're good, so we'll just go with that.
We have to have more good conversations and less of the terrible ones, that we don't just accept, you know, that a tumour has relapsed, that we keep fighting with the parents for that child and for the children who come after them. And that's why, you know, the only way we can do that is by doing more research, learning more about these tumours, discovering new pathways, discovering new drugs, and then making sure we take those treatments and try and help these kids who desperately need it.
Everything starts with research. If you don't have research, you have no movement forward in medicine, you have no other options for children that are seriously ill. Research is what gives all families hope.